What are you secretly insecure about? I'm secretly insecure about not being wanted by the people in my life. That they don't want to talk to me or hang out with me, and I'm just annoying them a lot of the time. Most of the time I'm perfectly okay, but sometimes this secret insecurity just pops up out of nowhere. Probably has to do with past friendships. I also feel this way. I have my entire life. Just feels like people tolerate me rather than actually like me and my company. It makes me very self-conscious and so lonely. I'm so sorry you also feel this way. I've also felt like this for the vast majority of my life so far, and that sense of loneliness is just suffocating at times. I'm also sorry there are others out there that feel the same way. The way I talk. I stutter and I'm slow at registering information. I can't tell jokes without it sounding bad. I'm self-conscious that people will think that I'm dumb, which I'm sure some already do. I'm known as a quiet person, but honestly I wish I could speak more. That I'm teetering on the brink of depression. I was crippled by depression 3 years ago, at age 50, for the first time in my life. I've worked my way through it, but I would imagine it's like being in remission with cancer. You are always afraid it's going to come back. I empathize with this. I thought I was fully better a couple years ago after struggling through my teens, but this pandemic has brought back loads of patterns and behaviors I used to have in my depression, and I'm worried the rest are coming with them. But this time, we are both wary and know our patterns. We're much more equipped to battle it this time. Stay strong. Sending love. Having to switch my personality up when I hang/talk to certain people. I feel like I can't be myself at times, and I end up getting confused about who I actually am. I guess it could go along the lines of making an effort of trying to get everyone to like me. I have several groups of friends that are mostly isolated from each other and have different interests and personalities. So I do a lot of code switching. Sometimes I'm not really sure who I'm in my weaker moments. Don't force yourself into a silo though. You are all of those personalities combined. You're just showing bits of it to certain people, which is a defense mechanism for self-preservation. You are who you are, and that is who you're supposed to be. We all code switch from time to adapt to our various situations, at work, with family, friends, strangers, etc. That's part of being human. Being boring to others. I'm very comfortable in a group even with just 3 people, but get fidgety and awkward talking one-on-one with anyone. I think I'm the opposite. I get quiet and uncomfortable in groups, figuring out how to present myself to all these people. But in one-on-one I really enjoy a great conversation and can usually be myself. I have a lifelong, persistent dry cough. My throat is just always dry, and it makes me cough and like clear my throat. I've always been aware of it, but with the Rona I'm absolutely petrified of being in public. I can't do the maths very well. Luckily I have a smartphone. Suck on that, Miss Green. Won't always have a calculator on me, my ass. My inability to remain focused on tasks that I have to sit still doing. Most of the problems I like to solve are philosophical problems in my head I can tackle as I pace around or go on walks or exercise. I can't even really play video games because there's always that nervous energy I have that I have to channel by moving around. I'm just like you. Whenever I have nothing to do I always run in circles while thinking about anything philosophical. I only don't move when I'm really interested into something. Also it used to be worse before. I can sort of control it. So I tip my hat to you. One genius to another. My hands get extremely dry over the winter to where my knuckles will split open and bleed. I'm also allergic to a number of skin creams, including aqueous, meaning unless I want to risk having a reaction, I often have to deal with it. In addition, the opposite happens during the summer, where they'll sweat like mad. Use super glue to keep your knuckle cuts closed and to take much of the pain away. That was advice given to me by a dermatologist, not made up by dummy. My writing. I've earned a living writing fiction for about 7 years now. I've been writing stories ever since I can remember. To this day, whenever someone gives me a compliment on my writing, the first thing that pops into my head is, well, PFFT, what the duck do you know? Every time. No exceptions. To me it would be weird finding an adult writer who is confident about their writing. It doesn't compute. Still, I also believe anyone who tries writing seriously for at least a week is now automatically better than 90% of people in the world. Oddly enough, my hairline and the way my hair falls naturally on my face. I'm a female, and unless I pin up the front pieces of my hair, I look really weird in photos. My man boobs, moobs, was always a fat child, and having man boobs was never fun. Plus people would think it funny to try and grab them. I usually found it funny to punch them in the mouth. Even when I lost weight and got fit and lifted and that, I still ended up with man boobage. Yes, it was pecs now, but I still didn't love tight shirts. I always had a slumped posture because it would help hide the boobage. I fish for compliments and try to see myself through the world's eyes. It's a bad habit I need to break, but never have succeeded. I have serious imposter syndrome with my work. Real serious. I stress about it a ton at night and can't get to sleep. I get extremely anxious in the morning before work. I'm an almost person. I don't know how to explain it aside from my own mother tongue, but it's like you only get chosen as last choice or other people describe you as someone who's just lucky they almost made it. I have 100 insecurities, but this one resonates just as strong, especially when my friend plainly pointed it out one time we were in class. I think we would call what you describe as an outsider or black sheep. Sounds like you're still in school. As you grow older this will get better. School can be a terrible place for folks who don't exactly fit in. I promise you'll find people with common interests and similar experiences as you grow older and get out into the world. I've been there. I know it's really hard to endure right now. It will get better. Being a tiny guy, if some other dude wants to kill me, chances are it's not going to be much of a challenge. Of course it also means that dating is much harder too. Yeah. I know sometime I feel like I don't deserve to be in a romantic relationship because I'm small. Like, you have to be this tall to ever be loved. I'm 28 and still get acne. Not cystic but still. Kinda thought it would be gone by now. It had better be gone by the time I start getting wrinkles. I'm 43 with a pimple on my cheek right now. Surrounded by graying beard hairs. They get less frequent over time, but they still come. Nice try, Scarecrow. Finding a sense of genuine peace and being able to take it easy. I'm able to more or less hide behind senses of humor and self-control, but my supervisor called me neurotic, and looking it up, I have to agree. One of those worrying about it just makes you worry more things. For now, I'll just flit from task to task and keep busy. That I have a foot fetish. I try my hardest to hide it, gotten pretty good at it, and have only told people that I trust. It's been there for practically all my life, but I can't get over it and I don't think I ever will. I don't feel ashamed about or anything, just uncomfortable. The look of my body. I've always been in sports throughout my childhood and high school, but I've always been kinda tall, 511, but skinny and lanky. I've been slowly going to the gym more often and trying to eat better in order to gain weight. After a few weeks of working out I'm already noticing that I'm looking better and becoming more fit like I used to be in high school, and it's been such a great feeling. Looking forward to how much I can improve myself over the year. When I'm lifting something or when I'm embarrassed, my face turns red. I'm fine, but it always leads to people worrying about me, or they always make a comment, which makes me more embarrassed. A close second is I sweat a lot when it's hot outside. It's not dripping, but everything is damp very quickly. I don't know why, but when I play basketball in the summertime mainly, my face and hands turn red. Like, really red. A lot of people have pointed it out, but I thought of it like it's something pretty unique, so I have embraced it I guess. Also sweat a lot, but sweating when it's hot, or when exercising, is nothing to be ashamed of. My facial hair. Without it I look like a child, but it mostly grows like a goatee super fast and I don't think I can pull off a ginger goatee with dark blonde brown hair and the sides can't keep up, but when there is hair on the side one is much thicker than the other. So as you get close to me, I go from goatee to one side with hair to two sides with hair. My lack of interaction with people. I barely see anyone every week. Most days are just small hobbies, and by then the day's over. Especially hard during COVID. After lockdowns are over, pick one of your small hobbies and find a group that also does the hobby to join. Get to know the people. Suggest an outing. Takes a while, but the result is friends. I'm insecure about my knowledge and my ability to acquire more. I mean, I'm a grad student with a good scholarship, and I've won prizes consistently for academic performance in the past, yet I still feel as I know nothing in my field, and some days it really weighs me down. Imposter syndrome spotted. Many people feel the same in college grad school. I'm an undergrad with 4.0 plus GPA, 4.33 scale, scholarship and all that. People compliment me on my academic achievement, but honestly, all it does is making me feel more stupid. Sometimes it even sounds like sarcasm to me cause I low-key feel like I don't deserve all this. So you are definitely not alone. Sending hugs! Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. That I'm not a good friend / family member, especially when it comes comforting and helping during times of need. I want to help people, but I always feel like I can't interpret people's needs and can't respond the right way, and I just make it worse when I try to be there for them. I can't ever tell when someone needs advice, reassurance, validation, or just a listening ear. My huge Bionicle and Hero Factory collection, mostly of mocks, many of which aren't souvenirs of childhood, but things I bought and built in my adult life. That no one really gives a damn about who I am, what I do, and what I'd personally like to talk about. And no, I can't even get the attention from that one girl that I like, my closest fucking friends, or even my parents. Hell, I can even tell that you, the reader, don't even feel the least amount of concern over what I have to say. But, hey, guess what? Well, never mind. Where were we again? Oh, right. How you should be the one who's the center of attention and not me. Okay, then. Fine. Let's just roll with it. No need to care about me, man. I'm convinced that all of my friends secretly hate me and are so much better than me, and that I'll go off and die a talentless slob. What evidence do I have? Absolutely none. Just a hunch. My forehead. I'm a woman and I have a large brow bone. I've never really seen another woman with my type of brow bone, and it makes me feel like a caveman sometimes. That everyone around me is just pretending to like me and actually just tolerate me. Or worse, pretend to like me and then talk poop behind my back. No matter what anyone says to the contrary, I have a really hard time believing it. It's on my mind so heavy it stops me from wanting to be social at all. My femininity. I'm a lesbian, but wear pretty neutral clothes, as it's the style I find comfiest, but I always have people seem to call me masculine. I'm not that masculine, right? Like, I do like feminine things, and I wear my hair down and stuff, but I'm bad with makeup and I walk too much to wear dresses. I feel like, if I were to become more feminine I'd be less useful, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's the little points of you'd look prettier in a dress, like you saying I'm not pretty because I'm not in a dress. Low emotional intelligence plus being too analytical. I don't hide it from anyone, but no one ever asked, so it's a bit of a secret. I learned at a young age that there are a lot of manipulative people and schemes. Small letters in contracts exist to be read. People that imply things but don't say them might not mean them. What you say and what you write in a contract will be different, and you will get screwed over unless you pay attention to it. That made me extremely analytical. I will question hat might be common knowledge, because I cannot be sure if you mean what you mean. Common knowledge will always be common for some, but not for others, and so I will sound and play dumb just to be sure you're not making a mistake. Assuming things as being true is a mistake. However, you must assume things as being true in order to live in society. It's that association between ideas and the assumptions that result from that is called commonly as intelligence. When I assume something, I'm usually wrong. For instance, when I heard the term double standards for the first time, I thought it meant double meaning, since it was something that had two standards. which I interpreted as being two standards of interpretation. I had absolutely no context when hearing the term for the first time, so I could only go off my assumptions. Also, grammar mistakes. The right comma in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world, and so, if your common knowledge takes into account a mistake like that, I cannot be sure that it is what you mean. This tendency to being extra analytical also made me less emotional intelligent. So they are both interlaced. Sometimes it sounds like I'm mocking whoever I'm talking to. Honestly, you don't sound unintelligent. You sound unkind to yourself and others. Why do you go over every word with the same precision I do when I'm reviewing contracts? That scrutiny has its time and place, and normal life/normal people is not it. Truth be told, even in some areas of law it would be kind of a false premise. Falsa demonstration non nocet. The truth is, some, not all, people will lie to you. Some will even betray you. But avoidance is not the answer. Reaching a place where you know you will be alright after you have been betrayed is, on the contrary, the need for complete control is an illusion and a serious hindrance in your professional/academic career. My inability to understand feminine things. I'm a tomboy 100%, but have never been able to do more with my hair than a ponytail or bun. I suck at makeup. Don't find anything girly attractive such as home decor or going to dances. I make better friends with guys than girls. I hate shopping and have always felt like something is missing, because when I do get together with a group of other women I feel like I can't relate to anything. I like motorcycles, video games, woodworking, sound engineering, and all the other male-dominated hobbies. When I was in 7th grade, I'm a freshman now, I was bored and went to the bathroom. I heard a rattling noise and crying in the stall next to mine. I thought that the rattling sounded like a pill bottle, and I just peeked over the stall. I saw this kid sitting there with like 20 pills in his hand and a bottle of Gatorade in his other hand. I asked him what he was doing, and he said that he was tired and just didn't want to live anymore. I spent the rest of the CL but sitting there talking to this kid, 30 minutes. He is better now and went to therapy. I'm good friends with this kid and talk to him every day. Edit. I asked him if it was okay for me to post this, and he said yay. If you are wondering that I'm annoying, I meet new people really frequently and they usually laugh and we have great conversations, I think. But you know how people work. I don't know if they think I'm boring or stupid, talk too much, or just want to stop talking and leave altogether. I just don't want them to hate me. I'm just trying to make them enjoy themselves. I'm actually happy about covered in a way. For the past 5 months I've kept contact to a supreme minimum, and I even think they might be happier without me. I just hope that I'm wrong. One of my genetics. Dark circles under my eyes. Like I just pulled an all-nighter for a week. In elementary school, a lady classmate and her friend kept joking that I put on eyeshadow. Yeah, not that much, but being the smart person I was, I thought that someone was putting eyeshadow on me in my sleep. So I went to the bathroom and tried to rub it off. At the time I didn't know it was genetics. I work in the medical field and am constantly terrified I'm going to duck something up. Like, completely forget my skills and really do damage to someone. Maybe it's a healthy fear, so that I pay closer attention. IDK. But when I do anything that could potentially hurt a patient, if it goes bad, I immediately feel very insecure and question my every move. I try very hard to make sure nobody notices that I'm terrified. Sometimes I wish I could be more confident in myself, my skills and my training. My smile. I have a gummy smile and I have always been insecure of it. So much so that I always smile a little less and make sure I cover my laugh to hide it. A classmate in college used to make fun of it, and it made me supremely conscious. Also, the fact that I'm super shy and socially awkward, so I tend to overthink it too. I was once out with a guy, and I was laughing about something, and he just went like, "Why don't you get your teeth corrected? Get braces maybe?" /dumb but thou braces correct. A gummy smile. I have also never been in a relationship and I always feel it's because of my smile. I like everything about myself. especially my mind and personality, but my smile is something I'm not able to come to terms with. I have even considered getting my smile corrected via a laser surgery. So yeah, that's my insecurity. My physical appearance. I'm a light caramel complexion cause I'm mixed, but I'm super skinny with slanted eyes. My family teases me all the time about how skinny I am, because my dad is much larger with him being a Pacific Islander. I have tried pretty hard to gain weight, but my metabolism is pretty high, so I just don't gain the weight I want to. I also have started working out, so hopefully that will help. Probably my cleaning skills. I try to keep up with the house, but I feel like I'm constantly behind. I just don't seem to notice things that other people care about. I'm so jealous of people whose homes are clean consistently. I feel like I'm always struggling just to get to an acceptable level. Sometimes I'll go through the whole shebang and deep clean, but then it seems like just a couple days later I'm back to square one. I keep common areas in my house as clean as possible, but places like my room are a wreck because I just don't have the energy. I kept waiting for the thing to happen in adulthood that seemed to happen to so many other people, where they naturally become tidier and care about cleaning, and now I'm 28 and it still hasn't happened. I've been trying recently to reframe the way I look at cleaning. A woman on TikTok makes a series about how chores are morally neutral and not a reflection on who I'm as a person, which has been helpful. I try and look at it more like making my space serve me. It's been helping, along with my recent ADHD diagnosis. But I'm still really insecure about being a slob. It may sound stupid, but my calves, they are not small. But no matter how much work I put into them, they are way too disproportionate in comparison with my upper part of legs and quads. So, in the summertime I try not to wear shorts when going out clubbing with friends or somewhere else. My intelligence. I am still studying computer science and engineering. I have succeeded so much in my field, business-wise, even before starting the university. Later during the university I succeeded so much, while still managing to P-bud some classes. I had many sleepless nights. After some time some issues appeared, and I stopped doing business work for a while, and tried to focus only on university, while I was thinking out another project to create in a couple months to a year. I started having issues with focusing, since I was used to working and studying, and I lacked pleasure just for studying. I started feeling lack of knowledge in my field, since I had been back with a couple of classes, and although my business involved many of my classes in university and me missing out on some, while my classmates and friends were quite forward with the material. This made me insecure about how smart I am, and if I was just lucky with my business success. I'm keeping my success as quiet as possible. Although at first I had some publicity on my smaller success near the beginning. I'm fearing that I might have been just lucky, and showing how successful I am might make me more embarrassed if I do a public mistake during university events. My teeth. While my teeth are nice and straight, I've suffered from having very weak teeth. No matter how well I keep after my dental health. I've already had a total of 10 teeth removed due to cavities and infections, all of which are from my jaw. As it stands, I have another 3 teeth I need repaired/removed, 2 of which are 2 of my upper incisors. And being jobless with no stable income, I watch my nephew every work week for $100, most of which helps my family with groceries. I'm in a bit of a bind, though. I've kicked my depression in the bud for a change, and I'm trying to apply for aid. So that's something to look forward to. That I'm playing my music too loud and people will hear it through my headphones and secretly make fun of me for my music choices when I'm not around them. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.